David, do you think AI is another blockchain, another high hype cycle, another technology looking for a solution?
No, I don't think it's definitely not another kind of blockchain going through the hype and looking for, blockchain was a lot of time looking for a solution. Great technology, as we all love the geek side of it, but it was looking for a problem to fix a lot of the time. Whereas I think problems now, naturally, AI is going to help when you've got an idea. You think, what are the possibilities of how I could do this? And then you look at the different machine learning, deep learning, all this AI bits that are there. Like that really fits well with the problem that I'm trying to solve, and it will do it better than, I could solve this problem with 1,000 humans, or I could use that, and I don't need 1,000 humans to do this. I can do it in a few minutes as opposed to a few months. It's a natural fit, I think, in terms of it's not looking for a problem to solve. It's just it's already a tool that's available, and it's a really powerful tool, and it gets better every day.
You and I, we've worked within data centers, industrial applications of IT, in many ways behind the curtain, working on infrastructure and systems to make businesses work. When I reflect on that motion, I look at where technology has been surfaced in the consumer eye. It's just gained phenomenal traction. I would say Bitcoin was blockchain's consumer eye, which in some ways was completely flawed as a consumer, because it kind of got in, it was highly volatile, there was a lot of high profile legal issues around exchanges. The consumer eye on blockchain was surfaced in this digital currency, which hasn't, I wouldn't say hasn't really come into mainstream in a comfortable, stable way. In some ways, it seems to be diverging from mainstream more recently. Whereas when we look at AI, it's been around within systems, whether it's airplanes, phones, oil rigs. Machine learning has been in those systems, but behind the curtain. And then there was this moment where ChatGPT surfaced the application of AI against natural language, and it's just gone exponentially valuable in the consumer eye, which has then driven the need for these infrastructure providers that have traditionally probably been behind the curtain to accelerate behind that consumer perspective, which I think that the emergence of generative AI to support people, that's so integrated now. I don't think that's going away.
I think it's open. People weren't really aware of what AI was. I think if you go back 10 years, what do you think artificial intelligence is? It's a robot. It's the Terminator. It's Skynet taking over. It was that kind of view of it. I don't understand what machine learning and deep learning are all about. These LLMs that have come out, they've made it accessible, and they start to understand it. Well, that's quite human-like in terms of how I can interact with it. And it's very knowledgeable. It's better than most people see it as it's the next stage from the Google search. It's now I'm going to talk to this LLM instead of Google around it.
Do you think that AI presents an existential threat to humanity?
It could. I think it depends, how quickly it's going to advance going forward. Because there's all the thing, this is what's it called now? It's not. Is it artificial general intelligence? Is the next that they're pegging? I think was it Sam Altman said it's 2 to 3 years away. Don't believe that for a second. I think if you could replicate what a human would be putting all of our money into that now, because we'll be curing cancer. In a few years, as opposed to however long it's going to take. But I think we're going to become very reliant on it. I think, in every day, I find myself, I use it every day, and I do become very reliant on it, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. But it could start to sort of make us dumber.
Jeffrey Hinton just won the Nobel Peace Prize for his academic and vocational work in artificial intelligence. He yesterday said that one of his students previously fired Sam Altman. Because Sam is less concerned about AI safety than business profit. Elon Musk has also said recently on a Tucker Carlson discussion that Sam Altman isn't trustworthy.
Yeah.
So I personally have never met Sam Altman, so I don't want to give a personal opinion. So, but I know Sam has come through a phenomenal entrepreneurial journey with YC Combinator, probably deeply involved in many entrepreneurs' journeys, and now he seems to be pioneering the application of generative AI at OpenAI.
He is in the spotlight. Anyone
He's
that talks AI, he's the guy in the spotlight.
Who everybody will have opinion of, positive and negative. Do you believe Sam Altman is trustworthy? And indeed, is any single person trustworthy in that role? And how would you say that these powerful AI technologies that are emerging, certainly that are affecting consumer lives and everybody's lives, how should they be managed and governed?
Yeah, so do I trust one person? I don't think one person should be in charge of it all. Everyone has an opinion, and Sam's done an amazing job with that company, hasn't he? And what he's done and brought forward these large language models. But if you put it in the control, then it's going to have their bias, isn't it? We all understand that they're all going to have a bias of some description. It's got his bias on what's safe and what's not safe. That shouldn't really be for one person, I don't think. I like what Meta did. They took their Llama model and they open sourced it and said, we're going to give it all to you. You can see it all for yourself. Whether you want to retrain it, do whatever you want with it. We're making it available. Whereas the other organization, the other ones like ChatGPT, they're all closed source. Take it. We want, it's becoming a profit generating engine, isn't it? For it. So I don't think that one person should have control over it. And like I said, do I trust Sam? Oh, no, I don't believe. If they said they were going to have to go back to that, artificial general intelligence, if he said we're going to be there in 2 to 3 years, why isn't everyone putting all their money into that? Because that's what changes the world. And if he's got evidence that it will be there, everyone would be investing in it. Apple didn't invest, I don't think, in the last round. They pulled out, and they put clauses in it to say you invest in us, but you can't not allowed to invest in our competitors. It's like it's definitely for profit. It's going that way.
Well, if power corrupts and ultimate power corrupts ultimately, and I do look to traditions and phrases that have existed for a long time for guidance, because I do believe traditions are solutions to problems that we've forgotten. It's and we look at governments globally. Corruption seems to exist at the very highest levels when huge amounts of money and reputation are involved. It feels to me that no single human or even AI can be allowed to dominate an area. Whereas the race at the moment seems to be ease of use is winning.